Larry, were you ever tempted to be anything other than a stand-up comic?
Never. Never, ever. From when as far back as I can remember, even at school, in the infant school, I wanted to be on the stage. Nothing else mattered at all. Other kids wanted to be train drivers, you know, and drive cars going brrrr and shh. I always wanted a doll's pram. I loved the stage. I loved the concerts we had. The only thing in school that mattered to me was Friday afternoons when we had a concert.
What was your first professional job and how did you get it?
Oh, well, my first job, I got 5 shillings for a concert I did. Some people came to live next door to me in Nuneaton, and this family, they were Mr. and Mrs. Freeman and their daughter Frida, and the father and the daughter sang like Anne Ziegler and Webster Booth. You don't remember that?
I do, yes. I'm sure these people are too young.
Yes. I thought you were older than you looked. And so I wanted to do songs and things. I used to say I wanted to be on the stage. So he said to his daughter, get the music out the stall, Frida, one of those comedy songs, and let's see if you can do that. And I did. And they taught me these couple of comedy songs by Clarkson and Rose. One was called In the Bushes at the Bottom of the Garden. It's supposed to be very daring and naughty. It wouldn't mean a light today. Anyway, I had a little white suit and a straw hat, and they took me round. They took me to this club this night, a place called 5 Street in Nuneaton, a working men's club, and I did this concert with them. And applause, they thought it was marvellous, you see. And, of course, I came from that club thinking I was a big star. 5 bob.
And then later on you changed your name to Billy Breen.
Well, my name was Hammonds there, Billy Hammonds, because that was the name of the people that adopted me. And then I thought it's not very glamorous, you see. I was into all this glamour business, you know, names and things, you know, going to the cinema so much. And so I changed my name to Billy Breen. I thought it looked nice, Billy Breen, B-R-E-E-N. They all remember me in Birmingham, around here, you know, for years. But they all, nobody ever knew where I got this stage business from. They all said, well, you know, where's he got it from? And they said, well, perhaps he'll grow out of it. You know, or it's just a phase he's going through. And my mother, you see, I was sent from the angels. We never knew my father. And I don't care. And so they said, poor Ethel. She's had a child from the angels. And then said, well, as if she hasn't had enough trouble, now he's going on the stage. Oh, how awful. Traipsing around the country, sleeping with anybody, which, of course, it wasn't like that at all. I was too tired. And too young. I lived in the theatre. It was a shilling to go. And it used to be packed with people. It was wonderful. Oh, I wouldn't have changed for anything. I lived through the very best days. The cinemas were full of people. Betty Davis, Judy Garland, Catherine Hepburn, all the great films. I've been very, very lucky, fortunate. I've had a wonderful time. Met marvellous friends, have wonderful friends. I don't know.
So you weren't ambitious, but I wondered whether you were psychic, because when you finally got onto the television, practically the first thing you did, I'd like everyone to see this.
Well, I'm worn out before I start. Well, I'm in the wrong place. I must be in the wrong place. I've got a ticket here for the generation game. You know, that thing with all the prizes going by and everything? Well, it don't look much like it here to me. Well, now, is that remarkable? That was 1972, and the first thing I did, that was live, the first thing I said was about the generation game. And who would have thought that in 1977 I would have taken over the generation game, and it was the biggest success of my career. And yet that was the first thing I said live when I was very small on the bill in 1972. Isn't that amazing?
Did you find that it was a terrible change from the stage to television? Did you change your style or your act? Did they tell you what to do?
No, Glenn, no, I didn't. No, it was amazing because they all said, what will he be like, you know? Because I can't rehearse, you see, as you know. I can't rehearse, you know, and no one would have me in shows or put me into anything because they said, well, it's no good, he can't rehearse, so forget it. But the marvellous man called Colin Clues, who produced Saturday Variety, said, let him do what he likes. He won't go too far, he knows what to do, he's a professional.
You won't go too far?
No. Oh. Well, don't talk about it. But he said, let him loose, you see.
Let it all hang out, so to speak.
Well, hardly. It's so common. And I became a star because I mean, on the Generation Game, you know, I used to be all over the place. I can't rehearse. I'm awful, but I'm all right on the night. It comes out all right.
You kept all your catchphrases and your characters.
Oh
Like
yeah,
Slack
shut that
Alice
door.
and all.
What a gay day. Seems like a nice boy.
They were all there. They were
yeah,
what
but
you'd
they
been...
all came. They came into my life. You see, I was in digs. I had some most marvellous landladies, wonderful landladies, but they all said such funny things. You know, one lady said, one landlady, she had the woman coming from next door, and she said, "I saw your Hilda had a boyfriend come home last night." She said, "Yes. Seems like a nice boy." And I thought, well, all people do say that, don't they, you know? And I was in a post office one day when I lived in Nuneaton, and it was pouring with rain, and an old lady came in for a pension, and she was drenched. And she just walked in and she said, "What a gay day." And I thought, that's marvellous, you know, and shut that door. Well, of course, that was from Brighton Theatre, or when I played there, when they used to open the stage door, and the draft used to come through on my legs. And I never wear a surgical stocking in the summer. And I used to say, "Shut that door." You see, and Everard, because Everard Farquharson.
I didn't know he did that, no.
Yeah, well, that's his name. He didn't do anything. It's his name, isn't it?
Generation Game, that was something that required
Yes.
cameras and people and being a television presenter and looking at cards and all that sort of thing. Were you nervous? Did it
Not a
worry you?
bit.
No?
Not a bit. No, because they said to me, "Larry, you know, do exactly what you want to do." You know, I had my lovely Isla with me, and you do anything you want to do, you do it. And I used to make terrible mistakes and things, you know, but it didn't matter because people used to laugh. They said, "Oh, did you see Larry last Saturday night? He went all wrong again." And all those lovely things, you know, because it was me, because I am a living, breathing mistake, as you know.
It was like being on stage, though, because in a way you were reacting to the audience and even the people on stage with you were the audience.
Yeah, and when we used to have the breaks, you know, like when we start, you know, and things go wrong. You see, but I used to make it laugh. I could say, "What's he doing, him? Who is he?" I know his mother ever so well, I think. I used to go, and the audience loved it all, yeah, and it was all, you know, fun. Oh, it was such fun. And for the happiest years of my life with that programme.
Did it all go on much longer? I mean, each individual programme
yes.
than was scheduled because
it was
of all
2
the...
hours, Glyn, 2 hours altogether, but it used to go out 55 minutes on a Saturday night because they had to change the sets and all the games, all some of the games, and I used to love to do them. I say, "Alan," to the producer, "Can I do this?" He said, "Just do it now." It's going to be a terrible mess. Did you ever see me do that thing about making a jug? And all that, I was covered. And, I was terrible. And we had all marvellous people in. We had Michael Crawford in when he got up a ladder and they wanted me to do it. I said, "I can't with my legs." You know, I was always, it was such fun. Isla used to do it. Isla used to do all sorts of things, you know. But, it was fun. And the marvellous stars that we had on the programme. Jessie Matthews, Evelyn Leigh, Michael Parkinson, John Hanson, Magnus Magnusson, Cliff Mitchell, everybody. We even had Red Rum, the horse, on. We had everybody. I mean, Lillian Gish, the great Hollywood legend.
And did you know they were coming?
Never. Nobody used to say, "He knows who's behind the door." No, I didn't. No, it's one of the things. They said, "Don't tell Larry. You mustn't tell Larry. It's a surprise for him. Watch his face." I used to be in tears sometimes. You know, it was so I'm a very emotional man, you know, terrible. And these people used to say, "Wait till he sees who's being on." And I had a lovely makeup girl, and I said, "Who's on?" She said, "I'm not going to tell you." I said, "Go on, tell me." "No, you're not." And then they used to all be at the side of the stage waiting to see my face when these different people came on. Oh, it was such
It's a jolly good job you recognised them. You weren't trained as an actor, you weren't trained as a singer, you weren't trained as a dancer, and yet, when you came to the Generation Game, you had to do, in a way, all of these things, especially when you were working with these other people, these funny games that they used to do. Did you enjoy that, or did you find
yes, I loved it. Of course I did. I tried to do the splits twice. Did come off. 4 years of that, you know.
Yes, 4 years. But that kept the show going when people had said that you couldn't follow Bruce Forsyth.
Yes, that's right. They said, you know, nobody can do what he did. But the reason I did it is because, you see, they let me do what I wanted to do, you see. And you know, the doors, you know, open the doors. And it was all so lovely, Glyn. I had a lot of lovely people around me. And still my friends today. We're all, you know, and the contestants write to me.
But
have
still,
birthday
hello.
cards and Christmas cards from... Yeah, oh, yes. Yes, they still keep in touch with me after all those years, yeah.
You're actually living in Torquay now.
Yes, I live in Torquay,
That sounds
yes.
like a place where retired people go, and I'm sure you're not
No,
retired.
not yet. No, I've retreated a little, but I'm retired. But I love Torquay. I love the Midlands. Nuneaton's where I was brought up there. All my school friends are there. A lot of people I love very dearly. But I went to Torquay at a summer show in 1976, and it's a lovely place to be. I live in the highest part of Tor Bay. When you come to Torquay, it's very high. That's where I live, right up there. You can't find me, so don't look. And I look, and I'm in bed at night. It's just like being on the Riviera. I lie in my bed, my patio window, my balcony. I look right over the water, and I just lie there. And I think to myself, Lau, you worked damned hard for this. Enjoy it. And I turn over and go to sleep.
Larry Grayson, thank you very much for being with me today.
I'm very pleased, and he seems like a nice boy. Ta-ra. I love you.